Hi, I'm Kim, and I wanted to just start with kind of a basic understanding of how I see the tarot and how I use it and the way that it might help other people to see things differently. What a lot of people don't know is that the current cards that you guys use when you play any kind of games, poker or blackjack or war or any of those games, those cards all actually were originally originated from the tarot in what we call the minor arcana. And the minor arcana and the major arcana, I'll explain all those in different videos, but just understand that the minor arcana would be the small moments of life, the little things, the parts of our life that kind of go along day to day, taking care of things. And the major arcana are the major people and events and things of our life that become those life-changing moments that move us along our road. Whether you pray or meditate or do anything like that that would be considered spiritual, you probably have connected inside yourself with feelings and gut instincts and a knowledge of who you are and kind of where you're headed. Or sometimes conversely, like, I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what's going on. The tarot can tap into those things. But first, I wanted to show you a little bit of those connections. So the tarot is all about what we call the Fool's Journey. And the Fool's card, when you look at it, looks like a happy-go-lucky, matches with the Joker in a regular deck of cards. And this is all about the idea of a person embarking on a new journey, no clue what's ahead, totally naive, excited, stepping forward. But you will notice in the traditional tarot cards that he's about to step off a cliff. And the pictures on these cards help you to understand what it is you're looking at. This particular card that I use for my personal readings shows this man juggling all of the astrological signs and kind of throwing things up into the air with an air of like, let's see what's coming. Let's see what destiny holds. Let's see where we're headed. And the Fool's Journey takes you along a road through life, and it can be small periods of time or your entire life as a big, huge journey. But along that way, there are lessons you need to learn. You need to learn to see things differently, the hanging man. You need to learn temperance and balance. There are things that happen to us. For example, we might have a little bit of luck with the Wheel of Fortune, or we might experience a little bit of karma where we get what we deserve. If we've done the right things and we've led a good life and we've done the right path, those good things we will be rewarded for. And if we've done things that are not good, we might find ourselves with a little bit of karmic payback in a negative way. Karma is neither good nor bad. It is amoral. In other words, it has no morality to it. There are a lot of things that have no morality to them. For example, money. Money can be used to buy horrible things and destroy people and manipulate and control, or money can be used to build amazing things and share and create resources and wealth that help everyone. It does not have a morality. The tarot does not have a morality. It is amoral. It is used to help you look at things differently. Other things along the Fool's Journey would be people you might encounter: the Empress, the high priestess, the magician. These are just representative icons of types of persons that will help you in life. These personalities will influence you, or you might channel your inner empress or your inner high priestess. The difference between those two is the empress is about more of the external and the high priestess is more about your internal. Are you channeling your gut? Are you trusting your instincts? Or are you leading and nurturing and caring for others? The magician makes things feel like you're able to take little things and create magic, or things just happen magically, or it feels like synchronicity. You'll also find that you need to move along on your journey with the Chariot, but sometimes there's a little chaos and things come tumbling down, or there's complete endings to other things. This is what happens, but eventually at the end of the Fool's Journey, you end up with the World, which would indicate that you've kind of come to a full circle. You now have learned the lessons you need to learn, and you're ready for the next thing. And you kind of have the world as your oyster in that realm or with whatever's going on. The sun will shine on you sometimes. The moon will confuse you sometimes, but you start with the Fool and the Fool's Journey. We all start out a little foolish. What's kind of funny is that my birthday is actually April Fool's Day. So I kind of do this all the time, but let me show you another few connections. The spades that you're familiar with are translated as swords. And the swords are all about the air and intellect, logic, words, and using our smarts and using our wisdom They are about how we look at the world logically, intellectually, using our minds. Then you have the pentacles, which is the same as the diamonds. This is about what I call tangible things, money, quite often, things, stuff, but I've also seen it associated with power and control. It's about having things, whereas the swords was about thinking about things, strategizing. This is more about having things, using things, and dealing with things. And it can be, again, money, stuff, power, etc. Then you have the wands. The wands are about creativity. And these are represented by the clubs in the regular deck of cards. And the wands, they tend to indicate a creative time, a creative spurt, or using your creativity to grow things, to move along, but also about how to creatively deal with conflict and things like that. And you'll notice that in the regular decks of cards, you have jacks, queens, and kings. Here you have knights and pages, queens, and kings as well. They're called the court cards. But the last one is my favorite. The cups are representative of the hearts. They're all about the emotions. They are about our emotional center. I tend to be a fairly emotional person, and so I really resonate with those cards. In the tarot, when I'm reading, if I read for myself, I use this deck of cards, and they're ones that I have just dedicated to myself and my readings for myself. I also have a quartz crystal because the quartz crystal is associated with clarity and insight and understanding things. I always put out to the universe gratitude of whatever is happening in my life, because where I have arrived now, and in a different video, I will share my story, but I have gone through an awful lot in my years, and I am grateful for all the negatives I went through because they made me worthy of where I am now in my life. So this is my personal deck. But when I read for others, I use a traditional Rider-Waite deck. And I'm going to do just a general reading right now to kind of show you how this works. I'm going to read actually for whoever needs this message. This is going to be a general reading. So I'm going to start by saying, universe, I'm going to be reading for whoever needs this message. I do not know what information you're going to provide. I thank you in advance for the guidance, protection, direction, wisdom, assistance. I really appreciate your help in this situation. I'm going to be using this crystal to read for someone who needs this message. I ask for clarity, guidance, protection, direction, wisdom, assistance. Thank you, universe. I'm going to shuffle 3 times and read all of the cards right side up. In a different video, I'll explain all of that, but I'm going to be doing a 10-card spread with a 4-card reader's spread. So I'm going to shuffle 3 times, and then I'm going to cut the cards, and then I'm going to see what we have to say. When I shuffle and there's a little bit of difficulty, it indicates a ripple in the pathway. It indicates that things might not be as they seem. All right, so I'm going to cut the cards. All right, so whoever you are, here's your message. This is the 3 of Pentacles card. It shows that you're working on a craft, that you are demonstrating high levels of skill, or you are learning a new skill. It demonstrates that you have some beautiful creative abilities, and that you also are doing something that you love, or are working towards something that you love. Because it has pentacles, it would indicate that there is a financial or monetary or a thing-based thing related to it. You're crossed by, which means that this is something that influences you as part of your day-to-day life. This is the 4 of Wands. And this is, I call it one of the kind of happy home cards, where it indicates rejoicing, celebrations, people coming together, reunions, but it's very positive. And it has to do with kind of feeling like you're on top of the world a little bit when it comes to your home, your family, and people that you're connected to. Your foundation, what you're standing on right now, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can be, sometimes it could be that there is someone who is watching you, someone who is looking at you, but this is a card because it's your foundation. It's more about, think about the swords. What are they about? Intellect. The pages are normally about more of a youthful exuberance, maybe a little bit of naivete, maybe a little bit of not quite knowing what's going on, but it would indicate maybe the beginning or starting of some intellectual or logical thought in some way. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. Truth. You're standing on knowing truth and wanting to protect yourself from outsiders who would do you harm. And so those are things that could be part of your foundation. Your subconscious, things that are floating around in the back of your mind. The Knight of Wands, fast moving creativity. You want things to happen quickly. You really do. You want to be able to be lusty, free spirited, having fun, moving forward. You want life to be exploding. And so you're thinking about ways to maybe make life more exciting, or to increase the activity in your world in creative ways. Not quite sure. Immediate past, you've been looking at things in a different way, or you had to look at things in a different way. Maybe things that you thought were one way are different, or maybe you decided to make a change in your life as you looked at yourself and went, I want to do something differently. But this indicates that in the last 2 to 4 weeks, you spent some time looking at things differently. The next card is what we call the immediate future, the direction you're headed. It is not future telling. And the fact that I mention it right now might actually change your destiny. Destiny changes in a second. But for the moment, the way you're headed, the immediate direction, the 8 of Cups. Take a look at this card. He has left behind all of the emotions and is moving forward. It shows an absolute leaving the past behind emotionally and moving forward with life without looking back. It is a forward movement, leaving old emotions in the past. And that appears to be what's happening in the next 3 to 6 weeks. Your fears, you're afraid. This is the 6 of Swords is about moving forward with lessons learned. It indicates that you're a little bit nervous about moving forward, wanting to make sure that you've learned the right lessons, that you're taking the right information forward, that you're moving forward with right information. You're afraid that you might not have all the information you need, or that you might be making a bad decision. It's just a fear. And remember that most of our fears do not come true. Other people see you as working on your craft, the 8 of Pentacles. They see you as working hard, industrious, growing your skill, and developing a reputation, a positive reputation. Your hopes are that your hard work will pay off. The 10 of Wands is about working hard. If you get it too much, it can mean overwork, overburdened. But since this is a hope, this is talking about that you're hoping that all this hard work you're putting in will pay off. The general outcome of the way you're headed right now is a little bit of confusion and a little bit of waiting while you wait for the sun to shine. It's going to be like nighttime. You're going to be kind of like, I can't wait for the dawn to happen. So you're going to be in a little bit of a waiting game. This is, again, a short period of time, 3 to 6 weeks. Going to be a little bit confused, a little bit waiting to see things clearly. Make sure before you make any major decisions that you're not confused anymore. In my reader's fan, the 10 of Swords. This can look really scary. I call it leaving something dead on the ground, leaving something dead on the battlefield. The 5 of Cups. This is about you're mourning something that you've lost, or you may lose, but you're not noticing that there's 2 cups right behind you that are perfectly full and waiting for you to turn around and see them. You're mourning something that's gone. You're mourning something that's no longer available to you, but there's something waiting for you right behind you. Just turn around and look. This indicates lack, want, missing things. It can be poverty. It can be missing things, but notice they are right outside a building where everything that they need is there. It indicates that you're walking around in some kind of situation where you're at a lack, you're missing, you're wanting, you're needing, but help is right there. Don't be too proud. Don't be too afraid. Just reach out for help. It's right there. And the King of Wands, this one is interesting because you want to be a bold leader. You want to take control of your life. You have leadership in you. So when I look at this, it indicates to me a person who is going through a major transition in their life. The Hanged Man is a major arcana. The Moon is a major arcana. You've got some important things happening, and you've got lots of 10s and 8s, which means a lot of movement into the process. You're on the verge of something important. That's a great thing to know. Don't get confused. Don't get scared. Hone your craft. Reach for help and leave the past, what needs to be left in the past. Leave the emotions, leave something dead on the ground. You need to move on. Otherwise, you'll stay confused. So anyway, that's how the tarot works. It gives you ideas and guidance and advice. I hope that this was helpful for you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.